constantly growing traffic congestion, concerns over traffic safety, and the ever-increasing cost of upgrading our roads have generated a new interest in managing the access to our highway system. As an area develops, traditional two-lane roads cannot effectively handle the demand, and eventually more travel lanes must be provided. New multi-lane facilities attract traffic because they provide a good travel environment with limited delay and reasonable travel speeds. Development is naturally attracted to these types of facilities, and a variety of land uses such as shopping malls, employment centers, retail centers, and restaurants start to move in. As average travel speeds on arterials drop and accident rates increase, the efficiency of our transportation system deteriorates, and our investment in the roadway infrastructure is seriously compromised. The typical reaction at this point is to add more travel lanes to the system, which can in turn attract further development and the need for additional travel lanes. This cycle continues until it becomes physically or economically impossible to add more capacity to the roadway. This transportation land use cycle does not need to be a continual problem. Access management, together with good land use controls, can preserve highway capacity and, in turn, effectively slow down or even halt the cycle. Access management is the process that provides access to land development while simultaneously preserving the flow of traffic on the surrounding road systems in terms of safety, capacity, and speed. The basic principles of access management include limiting the number of conflict points. At intersections along roadways, a variety of vehicle paths will cross, merge into, or diverge from one another. Any place this happens, a conflict point exists. Conflict points are good indicators of the potential for accidents. The more conflict points that occur at an intersection, the higher the potential for vehicular crashes. A typical four-leg intersection has 32 conflict points. However, when left turns and cross-street through movements are restricted, the number of conflict points drops to 4. Thus, the potential for crashes is significantly reduced. Separating basic conflict areas. Intersections of public streets, as well as intersections of public streets and driveways, represent basic conflict areas. High levels of activity can occur at these locations, and consequently, through traffic needs time to react to the decelerations, accelerations, and travel paths of other vehicles at or near the intersections. Adequate spacing between intersections provides greater opportunities to avoid potential conflicts at each successive downstream intersection. Reducing interference with through traffic. Traffic often needs to slow down for vehicles exiting, entering, or turning across the roadway. Providing turning lanes and restricting turning movements allows turning traffic to get out of the way of following through traffic. Providing sufficient spacing for at-grade intersections. An appropriate spacing of intersections along roadways reduces the frequency of conflict areas and also increases the potential for a smooth progression of through traffic on the roadway. Maintaining progression speeds along arterials. When traffic signals are uniformly spaced on a roadway at distances of greater than 1/4 mile, the signals can be coordinated such that through traffic travels in both directions with a minimal amount of stopping and delay at the signalized intersections. Providing adequate on-site circulation and storage. The design of good internal vehicle circulation in parking areas and on local streets reduces the number of driveways that businesses need for access to the major roadway. Effective access management programs regulate the distances between driveways as well as the spacings between driveways and the intersections of public streets. Access management encourages access on side streets to complement or replace access on the major roadways. Fewer accesses, greater separation of driveways, and better driveway design reduce the number and frequency of conflict areas and mitigate the potential for accidents. Research clearly shows that routes with well-managed access can experience 50% less accidents than comparable facilities with no access controls. Access management regulates the maximum width of driveways and specifies the location of driveways relative to property lines and intersections of public streets. Defining driveways and limiting their maximum width is much safer and operationally more effective than allowing access anywhere along the frontage of property. This ensures less confusion as to where it is appropriate or safe to turn. Separating driveway locations from intersections, which is commonly referred to as corner clearance, results in smoother flow for through traffic and safer operations at the intersections. Driveways with adequate corner clearance are less likely to be blocked by queues backing up from a downstream signalized intersection. Right turn deceleration lanes effectively separate right-turning traffic from through traffic. When a right turn occurs such that the following traffic will not be forced to decelerate significantly, if at all. Direct access means that all left and right turn movements can travel in and out of driveways. A feature of most access management programs is the ability to regulate the number of direct accesses that will be allowed to a property. Consequently, it is advisable to both consolidate several direct accesses into just one driveway location and provide good internal circulation on the properties such that all sites can be easily reached via the one driveway. The most effective times to institute high-quality access management are either when a new road is being planned or when road improvements are under consideration. Then it is possible to address roadway design issues, signal spacing, and driveway locations along the roadway all at the same time. For roadways with high current or projected volumes and substantial left-turning activity, it is necessary to consider roadway designs which incorporate either two-way left turn lanes or raised medians. These treatments remove left turns from the through traffic, reducing the potential for rear-end collisions. A real advantage of constructing raised medians is that direct access can be readily modified to right turns only by closing the median opening at that location. Restricting left turns at selected access points and consolidating driveways over a section of roadway will significantly reduce the number of conflicts, thereby reducing accidents. The introduction of a frontage road makes it possible to eliminate most or all direct access to the major roadways. The access traffic will get to and from the adjacent land uses via the service road that connects to side streets. The state of Oregon projected that for their 632 miles of state-owned urban and suburban roadways, more than 2,300 crashes and 1,700 injuries could be prevented annually, resulting in accident cost savings of over $100 million per year. A Tale of Two Cities, retrofitting access management. The American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials, AASHTO, states that the number of accidents is disproportionately higher at driveways than at other intersections. Thus, their design and location merits special consideration. Studies have shown that anywhere between 50 and 70% of all crashes that occur on the urban street system are access-related. Strip commercial developments are perhaps the most glaring examples of how crashes and delays can mushroom when access is poorly controlled. The unchecked development characterized by poor planning and inadequate control of access can quickly lead to poor performance of the highway system. Significant movements on and off arterials make it impossible for through traffic to flow smoothly at desired speeds and levels of safety. Too many direct accesses and too few roadway design features, such as deceleration lanes and median treatments, are the major reasons. Although the best opportunities to implement the highest level of access management occur in the design of new roads in areas that are just beginning to develop, good access management can be attained in existing areas where development is already in place through retrofit programs. Retrofitting often takes time and strong commitments from state and local jurisdictions to be successful. With access management, there is less occasion for through traffic to brake and change lanes in order to avoid turning traffic. Consequently, the flow of traffic will be smoother and average travel speeds will be higher. There will be less potential for accidents. The spacing of signalized intersections on major roadways is crucial to the flow of through traffic. Access management emphasizes the importance of spacing signals uniformly at separation distances of 1/4 mile or greater to get good progression for the traffic going through the signals. Developers and business owners have considerable resources invested in their properties. The success or failure of businesses can hinge to some extent on the quality of the local transportation system. Roadway congestion problems, average travel speeds well below the posted limit, and high incidences of accidents can directly impact property values and retail sales. Poor access management is a losing proposition for business. The potential of access management has been realized by many states and localities. Several states, such as Colorado, Florida, and New Jersey, have already adopted comprehensive statewide access management programs, and other states are headed in that direction. Access management is a very sensible and relatively low-cost strategy for improving traffic flow and safety on urban and suburban street systems. A well-designed and implemented access management program will provide substantial reductions in accident costs, maintain the efficient movement of people and goods, preserve the public investment in the transportation infrastructure, reduce the need to build new roadways, protect the value of private investments, and enhance the environmental and economic vitality of surrounding communities.